So, I mean, we've talked about them a lot, so we don't need to hammer this home too much. Ole Miss has an elite defensive line. They have an elite defensive front. The stats bear that out.
Correct.
This used to be a conversation we would have about Mississippi State.
It did.
How do they get back to that point?
Money starts there, and I think they've got that. That's not the issue for State this year. They've got money to play with. Then it becomes recruiting, right? And the analogy I've made a bunch, and Coach Lamonis makes it tomorrow on the interview I'd have with him on Thunder and Lightning, that it's not the grocery store. It's not you just walk in, all right, we need a nose guard, buy them. It's not that. You still have to recruit these guys. And right now, does an impact player look at Coleman Hutzler and say, that's the guy I want in charge of my future? I don't know if that's the case or not. So then it becomes, okay, so you get a new guy in. Well, he's got a week to 10 days to start figuring things out. So I'm not saying it's going to be difficult for State. I don't want people to think I'm going ahead and trying to get ahead of making excuses for people. There is no excuse. You got to get those players in. Yeah. If you don't, you're going to fail. But at the same time, until State makes a change, I don't see a lot of players coming in. If they do make a change and they get the right guy in there who has the track record that players can look at and go, okay, he's coming, I can play for him, then you'll be all right. If you leave Hutzler in there, I mean, it just feels like it's going to be a very tough sell to do that.
And so we talked a little bit about recruiting yesterday from the Ole Miss side, but what's recruiting looking like right now, knowing that the portal hadn't opened yet, and Mississippi State's going to need to use the portal and need to use it pretty heavily on defense in order to make a quick turnaround. High school recruits are great. High school recruits likely can't help you very much. I mean, it's just that simple. They are very unlikely as a whole to help you right away.
Right.
So it's not fair to ask this question until the portal opens, but at least for right now, talent acquisition, they signed a class last year, but it's a transition class. Mm-hmm. Is there any confidence in what they've done recruiting-wise so far, a month before signing day, on the defensive side of the ball that gives you confidence that the current defensive staff is doing what they need to do to acquire talent to get better?
No. Simply put, no. I mean, what difference maker have they recruited in this upcoming cycle? They're offering a bunch of JUCO guys. I mean, I feel like that money might be better spent in the portal. But State just needs some depth too. So I get some of these guys, but I mean, do they have a true difference maker? Do they have a guy who can come in day one and give you what Montez Sweat gave you, Jonathan Abram gave you, guys like that? I don't think so.
Somebody says they have money until it doesn't buy wins.
Well, you can have money and not buy one. That's the thing. I just said it a minute ago. When you play in the NIL world, there is no guarantee that you'll win. There's a guarantee that you'll lose if you don't play.
Yeah.
But you can spend a ton of money. Look at Florida State.
Florida State's roster is expensive, and
they spent a ton of money. They spent millions of dollars this year, and they would lose to State in a football game.
I think so too.
Yeah.